All right, ladies. So the first question is, why are we single? Okay, why are we in the position that we're in right now? Why are we single?
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's fair, honestly. I get that question a lot. Honestly, I don't know. The only answer I can give for this is I'm exactly where God wants me to be, and I guess the single season is where I'm supposed to be.
Amen.
Okay, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the single season, to be honest. Why I'm single? I don't even know.
I feel like your first instinct is to laugh at the question.
No, literally,
You just
like
say.
I just I don't know, but I'm here, and I feel like in this season, it's important to get to know me, build that relationship with God, in
Yeah.
this season because what happens is when somebody else comes into the picture, you're trying to get to know them, you're really focused on that individual, and then you start, forgetting where you came from,
Hmm.
like you put that
Yeah.
individual before everything else. And so for me right now, I'm just enjoying single life, and I am, yeah, and if the right guy comes along, then hey, how you doing? Okay.
Period.
I just feel like my person just hasn't made his way into my life yet, and that's really okay.
Oh,
I feel like once that person shows up, God will let me know. God has not said anything yet, so we're chilling. And just like you said, Philomena, like in people sometimes have a negative connotation with being single.
Yeah.
And like to be honest,
Yeah.
there are like really positive aspects of it. Like we get to be selfish, excuse me. And like how we said we like to travel, we can pick up our suitcase and we can go to Puerto Rico tomorrow. We don't have to be like, oh babe, like I'm going somewhere, da, 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 da. All of the shenanigans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, that's my answer to the question.
Mm.
yeah. I'm enjoying single life right now, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is, do you like being single?
Honestly, I think I already answered that. Um, um, currently, right now, I enjoy spoiling myself. So what I would do is I would take myself out on dates. Like if I feel like it's been a long week,
Yes,
I
girl.
would take myself out on a date ASAP. Either I'm gonna go get something to eat. This past weekend I had self a selfless care day. So it was like Saturday I took care of myself. And then Sunday, I was like, you know what? I deserve a spa date. And I took myself to the spa, 1 hour treatment. It was absolutely amazing. So being single right now, at the moment, I'm enjoying it, to be honest.
Mm. Yeah.
I actually have a quick question about like self dates and stuff like that because I see it all over like Instagram and TikTok and stuff, and I personally want to try it. I just don't know like going to dinner and like kind of just sitting by myself. I know it sounds like I know enjoying my own company is good, but
Mhm.
like, can you just like give a brief like experience of that? Because I just don't.
Yeah, no problem. So in the beginning, when I first started, it was very weird. And I was like, I've never done this before. Why am I going to go sit by myself and enjoy dinner just by myself? It was
Yeah.
very awkward, but I realized that I deserved it because I work so
Mhm.
much, and I need some time to myself where it's
Mhm.
just me, myself, and I, and no one else around, not social media, not nobody. So
Mhm.
I don't only just do going out to eat, I find things that I enjoy. So going to the spa is just me, myself, and I just get a chance to
Mhm.
meditate. What else do I do when I, do have my self care days? Maybe getting my hair done, getting my nails and feet done, something like that, just to have some time with myself and just enjoy.
Mm.
So give it a try.
Yeah.
Anyone that's
Yeah, you
watching this,
just
give
have
it a
to
try.
try.
Literally, just give it a
We're
try.
doing it.
It's not that bad. And if
Yeah.
you're not comfortable, put your phone in front of you. FaceTime somebody you want to talk to. I've done that too.
Honestly, I don't hate being single. I really don't. I have my days though. I have my days where I'm like, Lord, I want to be booed up with somebody's son eating jollof,
Not
like
Okay.
living
jollof,
our best
Milton.
lives. You know what I mean? I have my days where I'm like, wow, like you look over Instagram or like even your friends, like you know what I mean? Your friends are like booed up or guys are like going after them, like getting their numbers, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so God, I'm here. What's going on? What's going on?
Okay.
I really don't. I honestly, I say this to say, I don't hate being single. I love it. I feel like I get time to myself and I'm able to make decisions by myself without like consulting somebody else. It's not like, babe, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I go here? I actually like that. So I won't say I like it, but I don't hate it either. I'm like in between.
Yeah. Some days be hitting hard than others, you know.
Yes.
Like how
Okay.
Valentine's Day, you're just kind of like scrolling through the
I just don't
social.
be on
Scrolling,
social
scrolling.
media.
Yeah, I'm.
It's like you have to mentally prepare
Yeah,
yourself for Valentine's Day.
yeah.
It's like you got to be off Instagram for 24 hours.
Period.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
I'm just not on social media during that time. Congratulations to everybody that's in a
Yeah.
relationship, but
Right.
happy
But
Valentine's
you
Day to
guys
me.
know,
I'm
like,
about
but you guys know it's stuff from like December all the way to like February,
Oh
because
my
the
God.
matching pajama and people
Yeah.
buying
oh
the same
yes,
Oh,
gifts. It's like don't let them
yes.
fool you at the same time. But yeah, if you need to like take a break, then sure, why not? Yeah, it helps.
yeah. But some
Definitely.
The
days are hard
matching
though. Yeah.
pajamas was it. That was it.
Mhm.
Because some people I didn't even know were in a relationship. I was like, interesting. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
congratulations.
So then you keep it moving.
Literally.
But yeah, being single, like I enjoy because like I get to know myself, right? Spend time with God and just know, like getting to know the love of God even more. Because sometimes we think we know it all, but like you don't fully know it. So
Hmm.
I really enjoy it. But let's also like not forget that the moment you desire marriage or a relationship is like the time that you know is right to get married. So for me, I'm kind of in that space. So I'm praying about it because as much as like it is good to like, I mean, you're enjoying your singleness, right? But I feel like once you desire, and it isn't like biblical, once you desire, like the moment you're desiring it, it's time to pray about marriage or pray about like relationship instead of saying, well, I'm just enjoying it, because how long are you going to enjoy it, right?
Right.
Especially like for me, I've been working from home like a year and a half now. And so it's like if you don't go out there, like how are you going to meet your potential if you're trying to like get married or settle down one day, right? So and social media is not it, because people in my DM, it just no. It's like no, don't talk to
She
me. Kind
said
of like
no.
no. It's a no. Don't even try it. But yeah, so like if you think about it like that, like because you can pray all you want, but like guys don't just like give it to you like out of nowhere. It is possible, but you still have to like think about it
Like make the
strategic.
effort.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Sorry. So. So you have to like make the effort. Just like don't sit there and pray and pray and pray. You have to like be smart and think strategically about it. So yeah.
Having friends as well. There's no harm in that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, how did you react when your parents spoke about your singleness?
I said God's timing is the best. God's timing.
Honestly, this question is funny to me because like my parents never they don't pressure me. They don't say anything. But
Hmm.
it be those aunties at church. Okay, can we talk
Yes.
about it? So I'm just like,
Okay.
because it's funny. Like the Bible said, God's time is the best, right? And He'll give us what we desire to. But it's like, how do you ask? Like I don't know how to. Oh, and the worst part is like they ask the girls, when are you getting married? So you
They
want me to
never
like
asked
go
the
and propose to
guys.
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, this is kind of like backward, but okay, yeah. So like my parents never spoke about it, no pressure, nothing. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean like I'm comfortable with it, like in a way, but like because some people don't want to get married at all, so because like
Hmm.
they don't have pressure, but I do want to get married, just my parents don't pressure me about it, so it's kind of good.
I like you mentioned, like it's always the aunties and uncles. I get both of them that will come up to you and be like, "Oh, Phila, when's the wedding? I'm ready to get my suit, my dress." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready to get my dress
Wow.
too, girl." Okay.
For real.
And I always say God's timing is the best. And another thing that I tell them to do is pray for me because
Mhm. Mhm.
it's I don't just go out and be like, "Yo, Sam, let's get married." Like that's not how it works. Like there's more
Mhm.
to it than just let's go and get married. So I think prayer is important. So I always tell them, just keep me in your prayers. Just pray for me. When the right person comes, hey, you're gonna get that invitation.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Amen.
Amen.
I think for me, it was senior year of college in my undergrad experience, and we had come to because where I was going to school was like 2 hours away from our where like the main church was at. So we came for like an all night prayer situation. And my I go outside and we're like chatting with everyone, and my dad was kind of just like, yeah, I just want to talk to you because all your friends are dating and like what's going on with you? And I'm just like, it was shocking because this is the same man that was just like, stay away from boys, don't be
Right.
entertaining
Oh
anybody.
my
So
God, yes.
That rings a bell.
yeah, the
Mhm.
It
flipping of
rings
the
a bell.
script really threw me
Mhm.
out. So I was just kind of like, okay, and I was just like, well, at the, like before he
Hmm.
said anything, it wasn't really like I didn't really care. Like my friends
Right.
all were
Mhm.
dating, but I was just like, yeah, you go, girl. Like I didn't really
Mhm.
care, but
It's
it
not a
was just kind of
competition.
like. It kind of just like brought my attention to it, and I was just like, well, I don't feel any way about it, but he kind of just like prompted me to start like praying about it.
Mm.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting because they tell us to run away, and then next thing you know, like
Mhm.
when we're graduating college, it's like, where's your man? But there was no dating.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, guys. So, how long do you think a couple should date till courtship? $1 million question.
This is a tricky question though, because these days, like you have like multiple steps before dating, and I'm like where do you fit dating into like the category? It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
but I feel like dating is you're still knowing the person, right? So I feel like honestly, because you can go on dates, like you go to like a restaurant or you meet and you talk
Hmm.
about like getting to know each other. So I feel like it's safe to say that you guys can date after you're done getting to know each other, or if you are interested after you speak to that person.
Hmm.
Um, and so you can start courtship there, but some people still look at dating as courtship, which I think is absolutely, off.
So,
But
so
yeah,
how long do you think they
how
should like
long?
make it official after
I feel
like
like it
dating?
depends. I feel like it depends because, like, you may be dating, but like, who knows if you're talking like once a week, right? And some
Mhm.
couple may be talking twice or three times a week if they have the time to do so, right? So I feel like with those time, it can be different from like each person because
Mhm.
within an hour, you probably don't know the person that much. Whereas, like, another couple within the same week is talking three times a week. So you're getting to know, more. But
Right.
maybe like I don't know. I don't want to put like a timeline on it because everybody's different,
So, what
and
would
some
you
people move
want?
past there. For me, my sister don't ask me that. I
I
don't know.
mean,
How
please don't
long would
ask
you
me
want to
that.
date
I
your
don't know.
person until like he makes it official? You feel me?
Oh my
um,
goodness.
probably I don't know because like like I really don't know because it depends on like the guy too. I'm not gonna lie, only because some guys can be more open, right? If he's closed off, like it will take me longer, right? But then I feel like maybe 3 4 months would be like the exit for me because I'm like I'm not going to keep on trying, right? Because I'm not here
Right.
to
Like
beg
you be
you.
wasting your
um
time.
yeah, like I have value too. Like I get it, the guy has to ask the woman out, but I have a value too. Like we all have values. Like even when you look at the if you even if you look at the Bible, we all have our values. We carry values. So like I'm not gonna beg you for you to you know what I'm saying? So like if I keep reaching out or we are trying to get to know each other, but I'm always the one asking the question. It's kind of
Mhm.
like, bye, I'm gone. Like I'm not gonna
Right.
waste time.
I'm the
So it
prize.
really
In case you
depends.
forgot.
Basically, yeah. But it's funny how you
Not
mentioned that because a
you're the
lot of guys are
price.
saying they're
Okay,
the
sis, I
prize.
like that.
We're the prize,
A lot of guys are
sis.
saying they're the prize though, right? Do you guys ever heard of that? Because they be confusing
No.
me why they think they're the prize. But anyway.
Let's not start those shit.
Maybe
Because
the
I
price
don't think a
tag.
lot of guys, I don't think they understand what it means before they say it. But anyway.
No.
Mhm.
For
Okay.
me, I can't really speak on it because everyone's different, you know. Some people it may take a year, others 2 years, some people 6 months, some people it's just 2 months. So I can't really speak on it. It depends on the individual. That's just all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah.
Mm. What about you, Josie?
Girl, I honestly don't know. Because I don't, it seems like from what we're explaining, it's like dating is the talking and then you court. And this
You
whole like this generation of like talking stage and then dating, it just really confuses me. So
Yes.
if I'm gonna answer the question in my own way, I feel like a good 1 to 2 years of like getting to know each other and then proposal. That's how I like.
I like
Okay.
that.
One to
I
two
like
years
that.
and a proposal.
Yes.
Period.
But then if it's 1 to 2 years, doesn't mean that you're courting within that 1 to 2 years.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know.
Because if you deep
Oh,
it,
so
like let's
This is ready for the
because
ring.
one to
Like,
two
give me the
years, right?
ring.
Yeah. So like if you're including it in there, because like if you're I honestly feel like courting, right? Like maybe okay, don't judge me, but I feel like courting shouldn't be more than a year because you have like the temptations, right? And 1 year, if the person doesn't know, because that's the whole courtship thing. Like, if they don't know they're going to like marry you or interested, then why are you dating up until, right? That's what courtship is. That's what I'm saying. Like our generation, they're more of kind of like dating because they want to be in a relationship for like 5 years dating, whereas courtship is not that long at all. So I feel like when you say like 1 year to 2 year, 1 to 2 years, I understand that, but I feel like it also depends on like the age of the person because somebody that's like 35, 40 is like, if I'm dating you, you're like 2 years older than me, what are we waiting for? Like, you should know by now, like, okay, do you like, are we compatible? Like, are we equally yoked? Like, you should know within at least 6 to a year, not like 2 whole years,
Yeah.
because then that becomes dating, not courting, in my opinion. But yeah.
No, I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying, and I'm seeing it now. So I feel like because a lot of the marriages that I've been seeing, that like the Pentecost marriages, right? They're from what I see, it's a very short courtship, right? It's like 6 months, and then they know that they're going to get engaged and they're going to marry this person. And I totally agree with that. The reason why I said 1 to 2 years is just because where I'm like looking at my school, I'm in my master's program, so once I finish, I need like a year or two to like get my money together, and then. But I see what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah.
So then it's more so subjective then.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
just
pretty
depends
much.
like
on
time, like
Hmm.
financials, like
Mhm.
age, and like where everybody is they can be at different points in their life, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and
True.
I'm not saying like because you're older you should rush into marriage, but
Oh,
like
no, no,
you
right.
mature, you know what you want,
Yeah.
even more than somebody that's like younger.
I
Hmm.
honestly think age is just a number, honestly.
Yeah,
In this
I
context,
agree.
because there are people who are like 21, 22, 23, and they're ready, and they know the
Hmm.
person they're courting or they're dating is their person. So it's like, okay, let's build this together. Because like I went to a PWI, and a lot of like people that I graduated with, they're like what, 21, 22, they get
Yeah.
engaged their senior year, and right after they graduate, they're like planning the wedding. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think it's about the age or, being I guess some guys want to be financially ready before like popping the question. But honestly, I think this mentality is with like in the African community, like African guys, honestly, because
Hmm.
they're people I went to school with. They pop the question and they don't have a stable job. Like financially, I know they're not ready, but they pop the question and they're planning a whole wedding. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
All right, ladies. So, what are your views on godly submission? We hear the word submission a lot. So, what are your views on godly submission?
I don't know, I'm laughing,
This
but
this question is deep.
Yeah,
it is
for
deep.
sure.
It's
Honestly,
really deep.
okay. So for me, I personally don't have a problem with like submitting to someone else, right? So it's like I've heard this saying where, I've heard it, I don't know where I heard it, but it's like choose someone that you can submit to. You feel me? So it's like with that in mind, I'm not gonna pick someone who I know I cannot like mentally in in the thoughts, in the emotions, I cannot submit. I can't submit to this person. Like,
But how would you know that you can't submit to that individual though?
but you see the thing, I personally think submission is subjective, right? When people think of submission, I feel like when females think of submission, they think of like, I'm about to lick your feet. It's like I'm serving you, I'm your slave. But I don't think that's it. Personally, for me, that's not it. That's not it. It's like, the Bible talks
You see,
about.
I don't think subjective though. Sorry to call you up. I don't think it is. I feel like our generation makes it like that because if you're looking
Yeah,
at
I can
biblical
agree to that.
perspective, it's not subjective. But people want to pick and choose things, right? And then they come
Mhm,
back to what you're saying, Martha. Like you pick who you want to submit to, right? Because
right.
at the end of the day, like I feel like even from a cultural perspective or African perspective, people mix the two. There's what our parents call submission, then there's what the Bible calls submission.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and you keep on beating me over and
Oh
over and you want
yeah.
me to submit. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a confusion thing there, and then our generation then comes in and then pick
Hmm.
whatever they want to pick. And I was laughing earlier because a lot of people really
Hmm.
like the word submission, and I'm like, if you understand the biblical or whoever you're submitting to understand the biblical submission, you
Hmm.
would like submission because that's how it
Hmm.
was created or that's how it was made in the
Hmm.
beginning. I personally don't have any issue with it at all because if you really know the meaning, again, you wouldn't have any issue with it. But the
Hmm.
problem is now is the guy, because I feel like in order for you to submit to like somebody, they have to be authoritative, right? Authority, somebody that also like is a leader. If your husband or your partner is not a leader, how can you submit to such person? It's hard. And then that's where, like, because you have a lot of female out here don't want to submit to somebody that's an abuser. It makes sense because it shouldn't be that way, right? They
Hmm.
probably need some deliverance first before you submit to a guy like that.
Right.
But but like if their leader have authority, I don't know how to say in a nice way, but if they're like a leader in the relationship, how they should be leading you, providing how God said they should,
Hmm.
then it will be easier for you or a transition for you to submit to such person without even seeing it as a submission as a woman, if that makes sense. So I don't think subjective. I think our culture, or I'm not our culture, our generation makes it like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said like submission is subjective because
Mm-hmm.
like how one guy would want me or like one husband would want his wife to submit to him may not be the same way that wife two or husband two may want wife two to submit to him. That's why I said like it's subjective. And I also
Okay,
think
get it.
there's also like a cultural component to it, to
Yeah,
what
Okay, I get
definitely
it now.
culture.
Yeah,
submission
definitely.
really is, to what like our aunties or our mothers say submission actually is. Because like personally for me, I don't have a problem submitting. I submit because the Bible tells me to submit, not because I think I'm lesser or I'm inferior or whatever. Because I know I ain't.
Mhm.
Period.
Mhm.
But I'm submitting because the Bible tells me to, not because like
Mhm.
I'm inferior or I can't be a leader. Blah blah blah. Like you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I thank you for bringing up the word inferior. I feel like our generation, when you bring up submission, they think it's
Mhm.
like the man is the leader, and when he
Yeah.
says jump, I have to say how high and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mhm.
But that's not the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about placing your trust in your husband and knowing that he's going to lead your family in the way that
Mm-hmm.
Christ is calling him to.
Yeah,
And
Right.
yeah.
one thing about godly submission is that it's easy, like when we look at our relationship with God, right? It's easy to submit to God because let's look at the characteristic of who our God is. He's
Mm-hmm.
loving, he is kind, he is patient. When you look at 1 Corinthians 13, when the infamous love scripture, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you replace love is with Jesus, Jesus is all of those things. He is
Mm-hmm.
kind, he
Mhm.
is loving,
Mhm.
he is patient, he is gentle, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you have a husband who has those attributes,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to submit to him because you love him and
Mhm.
his characteristics and his very essence is
Mm-hmm.
easy to submit to.
Mm. Gotcha.
That's
So it
good,
comes
ladies.
naturally.
That's
100%.
good. That's real good. I don't have an issue with submitting at all. Okay? Period. That's
Right.
that. On to the next.
I never expected it.
All right, guys. Next question. What does your ideal partner look like?
Wait.
The Alma of God.
That's on parent.
Oh,
I'm screaming. No, let me stop. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord, it's getting hot.
The heat is coming.
Okay, I'm telling you. For me personally, it's about someone who loves the Lord, you know? If that individual can't be led by God, how can I trust them to lead me? And so it's very important to me that they're led by Christ. And then after that, respect. Respect is another, is a really big thing for me because in this generation, we see a lot of males calling women out of their names and
Yes.
they're in relationships. And it just, for me personally, it doesn't add up. Like, how do you love this individual, but you're calling them out of their name? So respect is a big deal for me. Um, are we gonna add physical features in there? Are we doing that?
Throw them in.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
I'm talking about the armor of God. Oh, so I'm not gonna add any
What are you
physical
supposed to look
features.
like?
I mean, a nice looking man who loves the Lord. If you're tall, that's a very nice thing. If you have nice teeth, that's a nice thing. It's very nice that your teeth is it's brushed. That's
Very
important. Like,
important.
please
Very
brush your teeth. At
important.
least like your teeth.
Yeah.
Very important. I second
Okay, I'm
that.
gonna pass it on to somebody else. Cause go.
She be like, go.
Cause I'm laughing out loud.
Well, you're a good girl. I okay, so I've recently learned that you should always have a non-negotiable section when it comes to your list or whatever you create of what your ideal man is. And my non-negotiables are the same as yours, Philo. Man of God for sure. Because I don't know, Christ is a big part of my life, and I honestly wouldn't be where I am without him and like the relationship that I've built and continue to build him with him on a daily. I want my partner to have the same, and so that when it comes to marriage and raising children, like we're all on the same accord. It's all about being equally yoked, right? The Bible talks about that. So that's a big thing for me, and also respect. I don't ever like to feel disrespected in my relationships, and that's honestly a big turnoff for me. Yeah. So I think those are my main two as well.
Let's go, sis. Those are very important to me, for real.
Yeah.
Very important.
I think for me, like the God factor, I feel like I always tell my friends that if I'm probably out of my mind and I pick someone who does not know God more than I do, that would hurt me. It would hurt me. It would hurt my soul. It would really hurt me because I feel like I have gotten to a point where I've tried to build my relationship with God, and for like a person to really take that away from me, like draw me away from God, that would hurt me. I feel like I'll probably have to die at that point because my whole existence doesn't make sense. But yeah, the God factor and someone who can really honor me, like honors me and like even the little things, it's like it's not a big deal. It's like, oh babe, like today your food was really good. Like it's probably the same thing I cook for him every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. It's like he honors me in like the little things. Like he compliments me. He understands like my love language, and like he's able to honor me in that way. And also, honestly, for me, I don't know, someone who loves God and has a heart for God and likes people and is kind and is compassionate.
Okay, girl.
And and like I don't know, like,
for real.
And I feel like I haven't even talked about like the physical aspect because like I don't have any.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
I just need to see you, and if we go if we vibe and you cute, I'm cute, we hit it from there. You know what I mean? And it's like
Okay, girl.
people
But you
always
gotta
think
have
that.
nice teeth. I'm sorry. No,
I feel like people always think I'm 5'8", right? So people are always think, oh, Martha, like your man gotta be 6 foot, like 6 foot and over. But like honestly, height is a non-negotiable. Like it's a negotiable for me. Like I don't really care about height. Like get me like if I'm 5'8" and you're 5'5" and you're cool with me being 5'8", that's it.
Okay.
Kevin Hart. Look at Kevin Hart. He's cool with his wife.
Yeah.
You feel me?
True.
So
Yeah.
Um. So for me, I feel like I'm looking for somebody, or hopefully when I meet my potential one, he's God fearing. Not only God fearing, but like we have to be equally yoked, right? Because
mm,
everybody these days are Christian, but they have not really encountered God. So
mm,
I want somebody that's like, God fearing, and then we are both equally yoked. And also, I pray for somebody that knows the Bible more than I do, like hopefully
yes.
Bible scholar. Only because I am studying the Bible now, but then when I look at it, I'm like, wow, this thing's so much deeper. But it would be nice if I found someone that like willing to like that's actually that knows the Bible, that knows the Bible more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
It would be pretty nice. And I feel like somebody that will be always like warm me in the relationship, like always like still flirting with me and still taking me on the dates, because not because you're married it means like you have to stop, right? I still want you to like actually try to like go after me as your wife.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just beautiful. It's cute. It will keep like the spice in there or whatever. um but yeah, pretty much that. For me, when I see people, honestly, I feel like I'm usually attracted to how intellectual you are or intelligent you are. So look doesn't come first for me. I guess it's like fortunate, but it can be unfortunate for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at that first, like, how do you sound? Because we have so many cute people these days. Here is not there. I'm sorry, but so that's what I most likely want to go for. Yeah,
Yeah, they be cute, and then they open up their mouths, and you're just
and
like,
it's a turn off,
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
automatic
Yeah,
turn off.
true.
Mhm.
So, guys, would you prefer finding your man on a dating app or being connected by an auntie?
Ooh, Jesus.
Is the silence for me?
Monta.
Can I
Is
say,
the silence for me?
for me personally, I'm gonna say none of the above. Um, and the reason for that is because I've never really tried dating apps, so I don't really want to go that route. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with like an auntie connecting you to somebody. I honestly don't. But my issue with that is, for the most part, I feel like the auntie doesn't know the individual that well. You just only know what you see, and so sometimes certain behaviors, certain attitudes that they have, you don't see it. And when you've connected me to Kwame, and Kwame is, misbehaving, and I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell you that it's not gonna work, and you're like, oh, but why? Kwame's a good guy. Sis, you don't know what Kwame doing
You don't
behind
know
closed
Kwame,
doors.
right?
So therefore, shout out to the auntie trying to connect people, but I'm good. Thank you.
She said thank you.
Yeah. Um, I don't use dating apps because there's never any serious people on there, and I'm not like you never know who you're meeting, and I've never used it before, so I'm not about to start trying. So that's a
Yeah.
no for me. Um, with the aunties, I don't know. I personally have never like experienced that. So I don't know. But I just feel like if they were to introduce someone to me, the way the aunties be nosy, I feel like they will want to be a part of like it just I feel like it would give them a foothold into your relationship, if
Mm,
that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Um yeah, I don't know. I guess it would be
Shout out to
dependent.
the aunties though.
Yeah, they would really be playing matchmaker in these streets.
Literally. It doesn't work all the time,
um,
but good
Yeah.
job.
for like the app, are you guys like considering Instagram has a dating app? Because I know Instagram is like popping, so it doesn't have to be like
Mm-hmm.
dating app specifically, but I know a lot of people like on Instagram. So would you guys like not consider anybody on IG if they're trying to reach out to you?
Josie, I'm gonna let you go ahead before I go, girl.
Um, I personally, okay, I have responded to an Instagram DM before. and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Ouch.
The way you were going, the way you were
No,
going to answer, I saw it
It
coming.
was literally going positive and then a drop. For me, I don't have a problem with Instagram because that means that, the individual is trying, maybe they're
Mhm.
just shy to speak to me in person or something. And so Instagram is the best way to go. I will answer your DM, but again, if it starts getting disrespectful, then to the trash bin.
Mm.
Straight up.
Oh my god.
I'm
Sis is
sorry.
like no mercy.
Like if it starts getting disrespectful, I'm so sorry, but
You're gonna have to go.
it's not gonna nothing is gonna work here. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, they be getting bold over DMs though. They be saying anything.
Very,
Oh my gosh.
very.
Yes.
Wow.
For the viewers, if you're the type of person that's getting bold in people's DMs, I beg you in the name of God that
This
you humble
2022,
yourself.
please stop.
Please.
2022, I bet.
Philomena, I'm begging you.
Just give up. Just give
Please
Change
up.
your
stop.
ways.
Oh my god.
It's not it.
Oh, please, we're tired. Like, come on.
Okay, somebody else go because
she cannot. She cannot.
folks
So
be
for
really
me,
bold in the DMs and shy in person. But okay, go ahead, sis.
she's shy in person for me. You want to talk about it, sis?
I mean, no.
You started it.
Tea.
No, because folks want to do typing fingers real fast, but then in person they want to hide and duck.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. Please, no.
So for me, like, I feel like it depends on like the auntie. No dating apps for me. I just don't think like it's realistic. But for aunties, I think it depends on like the kind of auntie. I would generally say no, right? But you don't know when God is sending you like your destiny helper. So
Mm.
it depends on the auntie, right? And obviously I have to pray about it and hopefully have like,
Mhm.
discernment about it because not everybody that comes your way are there to help you, with a good heart. So it
Right.
really depends on the auntie, but it wouldn't be like my first choice though. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm. That's facts. Well, I think for me personally, you know what? I've been on like dating apps before. It was a time junior year of college. I was desperate. Okay, let's just say that.
Okay, girl, give me the tea.
Mercy.
I, I was desperate. I was on Tinder, eHarmony, Bumble. What was it? All,
See, I
all of
always
it.
wanted to like
Okay.
What
I wanted
about
to
what
like
about
talk to
Black people.
blackpeopleme.com?
not even that one, the Christian one. How's the Christian one? Have you been on
Oh
there?
yes, there's a
Who is the
Christian
Honestly,
one. Oh
Christian
my goodness.
one?
that it's been a
Yeah, the
minute.
Christian one.
It's been 3 years. What was it, junior year? Yeah, it's
Oh,
been three
okay.
years.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like I was in all of them. I was desperate because a girl was going through it. Because you know how sometimes like the enemy tries to like speak to your mind and you
Mhm.
believe it because you
Mhm.
see everybody else boot up and
Hmm.
you ain't.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, what's wrong with me? You know? So I think I went through a period where um I was just desperate and I just wanted to feel what they were feeling and I just wanted to experience what they were experiencing. I'm not even gonna
Mhm.
cap though. I feel like I there was one person that was cool. Was I don't there, I met someone who was cool, but um when we were supposed to go on like actually meet in person because like they also lived in Ohio and they actually lived in the city I lived in at the time, which is Westerville. We're like, okay, let's grab
Mhm.
coffee because like there's a coffee shop close by, and they ghosted me. Okay, they
Ouch.
ghosted me, obviously.
No.
Uh,
So honestly, I wouldn't recommend. No, I wouldn't. I guess people find great people on there. It just didn't work out for me, and I never again in my life.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually scared of like dating apps, and the reason is because I don't know who's actually behind the screen.
True.
And not everyone
mhm.
is who they say they are, and
Hmm.
Mhm.
so that's why I wouldn't even go there. This is just me.
Hmm.
Um,
It's
like it
scary.
scares me. Like
Hmm.
being
Mhm.
ghosted, I'll take that. Then I just recently heard in the blogs that a girl in Georgia died because the person that she was speaking to over Tinder or whatever, they actually met up and he killed her in her apartment. And so I
Yikes.
was like, yeah, like this is very awful, and I don't wish that on anyone. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry that that happened to her, but I just can't see myself, talking to someone on a dating app. Just that's just not for me. That's just,
Yeah, I don't recommend, for me at least, based on my experience. We're not doing that again, okay? Yeah.
kudos to you, girl. You tried.
I tried. The Lord was like, psych, nah. Nope.
Yeah.
Take your ass back to the Bible, okay?
I'm really proud of you for trying, sis. Because
You never know unless you try, right?
True, true.
That's true, but you're so bold because I can't. I'm scared.
I don't know,
yeah,
but I feel like I don't know. Like my whole thing goes with um like approaching guys and stuff. Like people are like a no, I'm never like approaching some guy, or like I'm never initiating anything. But I'm like, personally for me, I don't really care. It's like if I see someone and I've known someone for a while, I will drop hints and like I will initiate something. But like I don't see why like girls are so like opposed, or like women are so opposed to that. They're like, oh, it's just the guys. Guys go through rejection too. You get me? So it's like,
Mhm.
why is it any different if you do it? Like, you know what I mean? That's just me. Anyway, sorry.
and you know what, Martha, I actually agree with you on that. Like, I don't see anything wrong with like a woman just being open and honest.
Yeah.
Like if this, like you mentioned, like if this is someone that you've known for a while, what's wrong with saying, hey, I think you're cute, and maybe we
Right.
should get to know each other.
Hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Like if you get rejected, it's life. Like it's okay.
Right.
It's like someone saying no to you. You're gonna move on. Like the next day happens. So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with trying. What are your thoughts, ladies? That's just my thought.
I didn't say pursue, just like initiate. You get me?
Yes, that
Yeah.
we're not saying go and pursue. Please do not.
No.
Please. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I see what you girls are saying. I just know for me personally, I just be so shy. Like, what would I even say? Like, I don't know. I feel like some girls are like bold enough to do that, and I don't see anything wrong with it either. But I know for me personally, it's just my shyness that will kind of like get the best of me.
Girl, I'm shy too.
We're all shy. We're all shy, Josie. We're all shy. That's all of
Girl,
us.
I'm
Trust
shy
me.
too. I mean,
Bye.
like, what's up, Kwame? What's up, Kofi?
What did you?
What's up,
He
Kofi?
said Kwame for me because he keep mentioning Kwame.
Right.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Kwabena?
I feel like there's nothing wrong with like as a lady, like if you position yourself, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Because I feel like even a lot of great women like they have to like position themselves, and I feel like positioning yourself is way better than you like pursuing a man, because what's the point? I look at it like, again, men should be a leader, so they should be the one
Right.
leading the way. Does I mean, at the end of the day, like they can ask you out and then you say no, so you still have a voice. It doesn't mean you're not in control either, or they're just like the only person in control, right? But I feel like the pursuing, yeah, that's kind of a lot, but it's good to like position yourself, and I feel like there's a level to it, right? When it comes to like positioning yourself. So that's my take on it.
All right, ladies. So the next question is, what is the most romantic thing that you've done for your man, of course? So, what is the most romantic thing you've done?
What if we don't remember? Because I can't think five. Okay.
What if it isn't a vibe?
Okay, because I don't even know either. Um,
Makes it two of us.
anybody that has done something for their man when they say so? Because
Hmm.
I'm really
This
thinking.
is.
Wow.
Hmm.
Mm.
Next question.
It's
Yeah, I was like,
Next question. Let's move on.
let's move to the next question.
it's not ringing a bell. Like
Nah.
I don't think buying someone a
It doesn't make us like not romantic, but yeah.
When you have to think about it.
like I bought cologne for a guy. I don't think that's romantic. Like
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you consider romantic? Because I feel like it's kind of
yeah.
subjective, like, you
Yeah.
know.
I've done more romantic things for myself. Going to the spa is really romantic for me.
Mm.
Like, you know.
Of course. Does it come first?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But next question.
Yep.
All right, guys. The next question is, what is the best love advice you have ever received?
Mm.
This one is a good one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Are we all thinking again?
I'm really thinking. I'm actually thinking.
Sorry, but every time I look at Philo, I start laughing.
Y'all, my facial expression is like it's bad. I need to control it. But I think for me, the best advice that I've ever gotten is don't rush the process. You know, in this generation where we see it so much around us, everyone is in a relationship, everyone is like booed up. Um, I know throughout, the podcast, Martha, you mentioned like you know, it got to a point where you got desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't not rushing into anything because for me, where I'm at right now in life, if I'm dating right now, I'll be dating towards marriage. And I wouldn't want to rush into something because marriage is a lifelong commitment. I'm not really, I'm not seeing divorce. So it's a lifelong commitment. And so I don't want to rush into something. Definitely want to be prayed up and make sure that what I'm getting myself into is exactly in alignment with God's word and exactly what He has called for me. So yeah, that's just the best advice that I've received. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you can go. Don't worry.
You sure?
Mhm.
Okay. So for me, like, I don't think it's like specifically like about love, but it's more like in relationship. The man of God said if he's a quitter, he's gonna quit on you, because there are some people that give up too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you're married doesn't mean like everything is gonna be like gold, right? So when there's like an issue, when you guys are facing financial issues, God forbid, right? But when God forbid you're waiting on God to give you your child, and you're in a marriage, and like our sister Philo said, like if you are trying to get married, you're not seeing divorce, because that's not the whole point, right? You're getting married to stay married. So if he's a quitter, he's gonna quit on you quickly. When the trials and tribulations come, he's gonna quit. So make sure you marry somebody that doesn't give up too quickly, or just quit and like just like, you know what, screw this, bye, I'm gone, and don't even try. Like, you don't want that person in your life. And so that's one thing. It really stuck with me this whole year already. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna keep on reminding myself up until it's time for me to get married.
Um, I think recently, our like it wasn't our Pensa group, but just some of the people from church. We kind of gathered at one of our mentors' house, and there was a little like discussion on marriage, and we were just like discussing that topic and stuff like that. And one thing that stuck out with me was the non-negotiable piece about sort of knowing what you want before getting into a relationship.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's easy, like looking on the outside of it, like, yeah, going on dates and doing stuff like that, but that's not all what a relationship and a marriage is composed of, right? So you have to go in knowing what it is you want in terms of like the characteristics and your non-negotiables. And like that's one thing I had to like reassess and be like, hey, like what are my non-negotiables, and that's why when we were talking about like the type of man that we wanted, I brought up the non-negotiables because now I have them, as to before I was kind of just like going in and seeing and like feeling the vibes, but it's not
Mhm.
about the vibes.
Mm.
So just go in knowing what you want, and don't 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 ever think that you need to lower your standards because of what
Mhm.
people are saying around
Yep.
you, because they will make you feel like, oh, you'll never find a man, your list is too long, da da da
Mhm.
da.
Mhm.
No, don't ever let go of your values and those non-negotiable.
Mhm. I think for
That was
me,
good.
um, I don't say it's like the best, but like an advice that like I have heard is that delay is not denial. So because yours is taking much longer than everyone else, does not mean that it's never gonna happen for you. Like whatever, like marriage or like a romantic relationship, because it's taking longer than all your friends, does not mean it's never gonna happen for you. Because I feel like God has a plan for your life, and I truly believe that He made me, and then He also made my person for me. You know, so it's like when the time is right, my person is gonna find me in God's perfect timing. So it's delaying right now.
Amen. Yeah.
I don't think it's delaying, but like I'm just saying, like delay does not mean denial. It's gonna happen for you in
Yeah.
God's perfect timing. So
Amen.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I
ma'am.
love that. I love
And
that.
also, never be with a man you've never seen angry. Never.
Mm,
I've heard that
Ooh.
before. Never. I don't know where I heard that, but it's like never get into like a relationship or like a marriage with a man you've never seen angry ever. Because like you never know how they react when they're angry. You could be their punching bag. Who knows?
yeah.
Mhm.
And like you're in this for life. There's no divorce in this
Yeah.
house. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I like the last point because it's almost like you're going in, blinded because
Hmm.
you don't. And somebody else said before to like don't, if you're dating somebody, see how he's treating people on the streets, see
Mm.
how he's treating people when he's driving, like again anger, right? Observe that person because he's really because he's treating people that he doesn't even know like that. And so imagine if he comes to your family, how he's going to treat them, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty important.